Hey, Krista family. I know my time of sharing has passed, and Katie has this week of sharing, and I don't want to take anything from the things that she's bringing, because I think that she's bringing some very important things and also videos from other people as well. But I do want to encourage you that even when you watch these videos, to not only hear what they're saying, but also see their body language and listen to their tone and their size. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot going on in that. You know, my second born son, Judah, uh, he's a very stoic person. Uh, my wife and I probably have seen him cry maybe 3 times. Um, but anyway, he was sharing with us the other day that when he was going to work, and he works at a church, and he's the only black person on staff, and as he was walking into the staff meeting, uh, he sat down and he broke down and he just started sobbing, and he's sobbing uncontrollably. And we were sharing this with one of our friends, my wife and I, and they said, "Oh, that's wonderful that he felt so comfortable that he can just cry like that in front of his staff. It must show that he really trusts them." And my wife and I said, "No, that's not the reason why he was crying." And in fact, he said, "You know, I didn't. He said I didn't feel safe." He said, "But he said I just couldn't hold it in anymore. You know, he was tired. He's tired of the many times that he's had to smile when people make off-color remarks, or when people lecture him about how bad and evil Colin Kaepernick is, when it's somebody that many black Americans respect for what he did." And you know, and he's tired for um, how people have lectured him that you know, a lot of times when black people bring up racism, that it's not really that prevalent. And you know, and then he's tired because you know, he's seen people start to come out of things and then fall right back into things. And he's tired because he, just like me, when he would come home every day or leave the house every day when we lived in Alabama, and seeing our neighbor come outside and lock his car door, and watch us like a hawk. And he's tired because he was accused, him and two of his brothers were accused of stealing a woman's cell phone, simply because she saw young black men, or two young black men and one little black boy playing in nearby, when she really just had misplaced her cell phone in her car. And you know, but there's just many things that he's experienced at a young age of 26, and he's exhausted. He's exhausted, wondering if it's ever going to get better, if it's really ever going to change. And and so I pray that you hear the weariness when you hear people speaking. And you know, there's so much more that I would love to talk to you all about, and maybe I can talk to you all uh, individually or whatever. Um, but I think there's a lot of us, a lot of black Americans, that are at a place of, if we're not weeping openly, we are weeping internally. And it's something that I think for some of us, we don't know how to stop now, because it's been something that we've had to endure over and over again. And for those of us who are nonviolent protesters and are just not aggressive people, they we have to process that in a different way. And so I think for many of us, there's just this grieving. And when we try to think, okay, how can we continue to walk and be a bridge and be strong? And you know, we know it's only through Christ and by his grace, but still we have to process that pain and that sorrow. So, my brothers and sisters, I truly pray, that we really grab a hold of this and we see it through. Because for many Black Americans, there is that concern that there will be momentum, and once again, it'll die down and things will go back to normal. Let's break it. Let's break the spirit of racism. I truly believe that this is the church's golden opportunity to lead and to continue to lead until the spirit of racism is broken. I want to say a lot more, but I'm going to stop here. Love you, Krista. Love you, Krista family.